Surgeons resist new technologies because it slowed them down.
True.
AI will eventually replace the surgeon's judgment.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Surgeons are going to be very upset with me if they
Yeah.
hear this, but true?
Some of the most powerful innovations come directly from the operating room, where in daily basis clinicians see what technology still hasn't solved. Today with me, Dr. Oke A. He is a clinician, surgeon, orthopedic surgeon, who's also involved in innovation, part of the MedTech Innovator program as well. Thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So let's start talking about your innovation. What are you doing at the medtech space, a part of being a clinician, of course?
Yeah, well, we're trying to solve problems in the tendon and ligament repair space. Everyone knows someone who has, hurt their shoulder, hurt the knee, and we're trying to find ways to get them back earlier and also prevent them from re-injuring their body part. And we're also making it easier for surgeons. We found a way to make this significantly easier to repair some of these problems and also, help with costs along the way. So we're just approaching tendon ligaments across the entire body with a very unique and novel way of repairing these injuries that are going to be quicker, better for patients, and also better for the hospitals.
Indeed. Before we talk about your baby, as we were talking before of the record, we're going to play a game. Okay,
Yes.
so we're going to play myth or reality. I'm going to give you some states and you're going to tell me if it's true or if it's false, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. So let's start. Surgeons resist new technologies because it slowed them down.
True.
True. The best medtech products are designed with clinicians, not for them.
False.
Data is now as important in the OR as the scalpel.
True.
AI will eventually replace the surgeon's judgment.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Surgeons are going to be very upset with me if they
Yeah.
hear this, but true?
We'll talk about it later. Innovation in healthcare happens faster than adoption.
Yes, true.
Okay. So, of course, it is very interesting when we have someone, an entrepreneur, who is also um, exploring the whole end product, when you're actually in an operating room testing these innovations, right? So, what makes you move from this to now being CEO of a company?
Well, it's all part of a journey for me. And this was a journey that I actually sort of envisioned for myself a long time ago. Before I even became a doctor, I sort of felt like, what would the ultimate contribution be for me? And I said that if I could be a great doctor, and that's doing like great clinical care, that's the basis, like be a good doctor, get you good training. But then if I could then use what I learned as a doctor or a surgeon to make the field better, to innovate in the field, and also to have a chance to run my own company and have a chance to impact multiple patients around the world. That's always been my dream. So when I was in medical school, I was focused on learning as much as I could, being the best surgeon that I possibly could, but I always had it in the back of my mind that I did one day want to have a company that could make medical device products. So in a way, I'm sort of living the dream that I've had for a long time, which is great.
One of the questions in the game was related to AI, right? And this is, of course, one of the biggest topics clinicians face when talking about AI and technology overall. How your company, what's the role that your company is playing in these conversations around the clinician input and the AI, robotic surgery, etc.?
Well, I think ultimately, it's going to be a hybrid. So, my product can help a surgeon do better, and my product can help a surgeon be faster, and my product can help, patients recover better. But AI can also help tell you which patient is most likely to do best. AI can tell you, when perhaps another product is needed. There's so many nuances besides just the implant. And AI gets all the data from around the world and can sort of source it and streamline it into predictive models that you can use to make decisions. Today, I still think you need the surgeon's judgment. You need a surgeon to be able to say, well, this is what I think is needed. But I do think in 10 years from now, it will still be a hybrid, but I think AI will play a bigger role. Robotics, data analytics, predictive modeling, machine learning. All these tools are made by humans to make humans better. But it's going to obviate waste, and it's going to obviate indecision. And ultimately, I think surgeons will have to figure out how to work with AI to do better. But at the end of the day, AI without the surgeons, I don't think that's going to happen. But AI with the surgeons will help the surgeons out, and the surgeons may have to do less because the AI will do a bit more of the work.
Yeah, yeah. In the current space, as you mentioned, clinicians and technologies are packaged, right?
Correct.
What are you doing to make this transition as well for clinicians to make use of these tools in a successful way and smooth as well to actually enhance their work?
AI. Well, the question is, how are surgeons using tools and AI to enhance their work? I think there's so many ways, in medicine or in surgery. It's not just the surgery. We call it the episode of care. And the episode of care is before surgery, during surgery, after surgery, post-operative, pre-op, operative, post-operative. And there are so many tools now that can be used in the pre-op, which is, okay, how can we better, more accurately document our findings? How do we enter our data? How do we sort of more reliably, enter our notes with AI so that we can be more accurate? And then how do we sort of consent to patients for surgery? How do we make sure that they know exactly what they're signing? Billing standpoint, there's so many uses for AI, and then in the operating room with robotics and things like that. Now a surgeon can do the plan, but robotics can make it so that the plan works perfectly.
Yeah, precision.
Precision. So we can plan to do this all day long, but with humans, there's always going to be human error. With robotics now, that is going to be something that is significantly better. It's going to be much less error than we've had in the past.
Indeed. Earlier the year, you were presenting your company at the MedTech World California together with MedTech Innovator. How was the experience? Let's talk about this entrepreneurial journey.
It was a great experience. MedTech World was amazing. I made a lot of connections. It was great to pitch at the event in front of a great audience of investors. It was also great that the investors were surprisingly as motivated and as interested as the companies. I made a lot of good contacts, some of which I'm going to meet here at this meeting. I would highly recommend it for any certainly early stage company. You get a chance to pitch in front of investors, you get a chance to make connections, and I had a great time. And I certainly would look forward to working with MedTech World in future.
Part of the MedTech Innovator program as well. You were telling me earlier that you were part of the finalists as well, right? So let's
Yes.
talk about it.
Yeah, no, we are part of, one of 5 finalists for the grand prize, and we're so honored. In a way, I always say, at least for this, like I already feel like I already won. The second I got into MedTech Innovator, I felt like I already won. But this is it speaks to the effort that we've put in, not me, but the whole team, and it's a lot of people. And I'm honored that the mentors that I had, felt that I was deserving. But we plan on putting on a good show. We plan on showcasing our technology. We plan on showing why we think we are set to change the market, and why we think that we are the company that people should be looking out for.
Indeed. And to finish this interview, what makes an investor to put their eyes on you? What is, I don't know if it's in terms of your product or maybe the whole business strategy that makes your company
I think it's
a good investment?
I think it's a lot of things. I think invest in the people. And certainly I've shown a willingness and the work ethic to bring a company to fruition while running a full-time medical practice and becoming a professor in my field, etc. To a product that has a significant market, and also is true innovation, not a me-too product, a product that has significant value amongst different stakeholders at the same time. A product that's also high margin, a high margin product with multiple codes. And finally, it's a way to be involved in moving healthcare forward, like truly changing the paradigm of something that is so important,
Which is the end goal.
which is the end goal. So for all those reasons, I think we're a company that I feel with humility investors should be looking at as a good bet.
Indeed. Dr. Oke, thank you very much for being with us today. We hope to see you in different stages as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.